So here we are, and how does that exponential manifest? Because we didn't quite map that out yet. Oh no, where's my black? It's not the one I liked last time. Let's hope this one works as well this time. So Intention Radio, Emmanuel, yes. Show, yes. 3 sponsors, bringing into the income. So just plugged it in after it ran out of juice. And the amazing thing about electricity and technology and the ability to amplify. And so that's where Intention Radio takes a show and a host and showcases them to the collective. And so different parts of the world get exposed to the message. This host is hosting and then inviting sponsorship to flow, and then that would feed back into Intention Radio. So it was a showcasing, and as you showcase a host, over here, let's say there's a showcase of information circling around as you host it, creating more synergy from individuals around the globe. And every time you create a flowering where the morphic field is supporting the individuals from around the world who believe in this cause to group. And then this, what I was also seeing is the more hosts you group, it's like you're expanding the intention field, and it's allowing this webbing of consciousness to start to flow and hook up at greater and greater levels. The more the showcasing brings the morphic field of those who are interested in that show's cause, intention, voice, manifest to allow. So in the hosting process, more and more start. And so then it's like, and that's where the power of what Intention Radio holds. It's like how to focus that energy, how to take what you have and showcase the voices that allow for the resonance to create. Because here I'm just drawing from a very small pool. This is Surya's pool, let's say, and I get 3 people to each invest in a slot. But what if by showcasing from around the world there was a way to create the ability for these people to sponsor this voice? Could be a penny, $1, more. And and I think of Google at this point. Google is maximizing the billions of clicks upon billions. I don't even know. But Google maximizes through the click and percentage process. So I feel like there's a different kind of business model to create the ability for the masses to support a platform that integrates its higher intention over time. Hello, Intention Radio, Emmanuel. So, being showcased versus marketing ing one's self. So when you market, there is a way in which you are walking up with a smile, to the situation, moving forward, smiling as best you can. Hi. Here I am. This is what I do. Hat in hand. So my vision was Intention Radio would showcase me to the morphic field of its collective, all the individuals all around the world. And in that showcasing, it would create support into Culture for Care. And that was the showcasing aspect of it that I was seeing. It started, my perspective started to branch out and looking at how Hat in Hand works, how self-marketing works, how the political structure has taken the Hat in Hand and taken the intention of our social good to be maintained. And how are we creating new marketing technologies that are inclusive energetically of supporting people in offering out what they can? And the more of a pool you tap into, then the pennies make a lot of sense, because the more it grows exponentially, the more movement we grow collectively. And this germinates the bottom line of our social into more of what all of these intenders are intending. All of these intenders into foundational support that's activating the hosts, that's giving the platform the ability to share. So how does this then draw those from our different communities who know what we're doing, and how that then draws into the support? So then it becomes this mutuality of synergy, where and how much we're crossing up, so that the support, that's where the quanta lives. That's where the quanta lives, is this unknown factor of the tipping point in how we showcase what we want and what we co-create. Ha-ho. So this is an old friend of the family, Dr. Ned Hoke, and we discovered that we're both radio hosts. So Emmanuel, my dear, and now I'm looking him up, doing my research on him. This show needs a sponsor. So it just makes me look at how the different ways for us to bring in that support system that allows for Intention Radio's voice to truly affect the morphic field, which is Intention Radio's intention, to take this energy and to support the transformation of this planet using technology to anchor in the kind of platforms that can blossom us up and out and showcase what truly is of desire. And one more thing. So I noticed, and I do this sometimes, this is supposed to be Google billions, like the clicks, and how does Google actually make its billions? But Goodle. So oodles and oodles of goodies, may we multiply in the billions of how we sprinkle touches of currency into the collective dialogue that's truly aiming at our synergetic potential to showcase the good and invite the soul song up and out, engaging all the different systems in this desire point for our future to be able to channel and flow. And this little doodlebug video reminds me of the one that's coming out soon on my blog, Emmanuel. And for this reason do I think, when I was thinking today, I was thinking about you and me and how we want to play. And I was feeling that you and the hosts of True go through with your intentions to host that support system. So you have a package plan of 2, maybe there's even more than just 2, to do that, in which I had mapped out earlier. And I'm going to hold off onto the second round of the package giving process, because Surya over here, down here, her voice, dun, 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 here's my voice, dun, dun, dun. What I'm trying to do, okay, where is it? Over here, that is wanting to connect a different kind of a morphic field. So I'm working on this whole thing, which is my blog, and wanting to anchor in the collective my C blog. And that I, Surya, will pass on the initial host process to somebody else, and would love to create and collaborate after my blog is up and out. Then I can put focus into supporting people in sponsoring me, and perhaps Intention Radio and Surya are creating a way of showcasing your hosts over time that activates the collective field, that aims us towards the success that allows for us to affect a good amount of billions of energetic little dots of data. So that is actually supposed to be Google. And that's one of the models, Google and Wikipedia, different systems in which people give of themselves. Like in Google, people don't realize that they're giving of themselves, but they are, the way the system is set up to track and take little nibbles. So that's like, okay, here's our planet, but then here is the morphic field of the data, the multimedia that is circling the globe, and how does Intention Radio's support system grow and grow and grow. So I'm hoping this was more clear. So that's the showcase, and then it creates a different morphic draw so that all the individuals who are interested in this issue create a morphic field, an energetic point that is connected to all of these people and focused through that center, and then on a collective level supports what we showcase over time. So I've got that Suzanne Sterling in my head. And this is for you, Emmanuel. So, Intention Radio, Culture for Care, sponsors, going towards the center and then back out to support here, where my vision is that Intention Radio takes all of its viewers and focuses them on a showcase. From this showcase, that specific show then has more access to more sponsorships in more kinds of ways and can feed this bounce. So it goes, and that taps into the morphic field of the larger base that you're drawing from on all of these different continents, and these represented the different places on the planet. So, and then once something is showcased and fed through, what that attention, for me, it's Culture for Care, and over here might be to be filled in by the other hosts. And so each different showcase, and there can be clumps of it too. So Culture for Care could be with Embodied Awakening. And there could be 4 different things all aiming towards creating a draw for all of these individuals to come and focus their attention here onto this hub and having these kinds of conversations and creating different kinds of ways. And this takes me to where Google, it's 1 billion clicks. How do they benefit from the sheer weight of people coming to one spot? And then how does that benefit affect the way in which this voice can get out? So for me, for Culture for Care, I'm still developing, and I need to complete C-Blog before I can go in this direction of outreach. And, I would love that direction of outreach to over time bounce into Intention Radio with that intention of creating these energy web points. So every time it comes from here, this is another gravitational pull. I see it in the physics of relation as part of that web building and how we create lines of information and people that come together and over time, put all those things together, politics, hat in hand, showcasing, all aiming at the good of our collective intentions to manifest a collective morphic field that can really hold this planet in grace. Hola, my dear Emmanuel. So all of my different efforts to try and make clear this model. So before I erase it, Intention Radio, here's my show, and here are the 3 supports. And your system of me going out and getting 3 who want to come in and have commercial time, and that feeds Intention Radio while money bounces back to me. And this creates more stability in the structure, whereas my vision was Intention Radio did an outreach for all of its peeps and showcased the hosts, which would then creating, and this is what I'm going to write up next, is how to actually allow for that energy to germinate support. And then that actually builds this base of desire here, because it's also connecting and creating a larger, because you're showcasing a host, and then that host is supporting an Intention Radio vision that lives out here in showcase land. So first it's showcased here, it goes out, showcased here, and then it flips over to here. So this is one host, but then this is where Intention Radio can create different platforms for supporting different, like Culture for Care, animals, human relation, and what would some other ones be? Death tracks. That how do they? This is. It really, how does it want to get mapped, basically? But the vision for me is taking Intention Radio's access point and affecting the morphic field, because some people will be drawn to what I'm doing, other people will be drawn to what other hosts are doing, and as you showcase these individuals, it becomes clear who these people gravitate towards, and then you pull them out and you focus them, kind of like, the intention call focuses, and it creates these points in the collective sphere. And this is how we are building our own grid, the spider's web, the energetic morphic field, the gravitational pulls of intention, for Intention Radio to be that harmonic, co-creative expression that we all believe we are wanting to participate in. For Surya, she's working on C-Blog and cannot take on any new. So I recognize that what you were seeing from me was different from what I was seeing from you. and that I'm not ready to step into an outreach until after I get my C moved through onto the web and out into the collective space. Then I think it could be healthy for me to participate in that project development, the package deal for getting hosts and sponsorships and whatnot. So there's a lot of different videos I've done, and here we go. I'm going to erase this one now. All right, erasing. Say goodbye. Goodbye. Ah, here we go. Part of this is seeing, you know, like, how does the showcasing work? I did like this one, though. I didn't go back over the showcasing and how do politicians get showcased and how do individuals work from hat in hand and how does a model, a structure, an organization get behind one person to help that then help the whole? How do we do that? So let's see. Okay. What does it all mean? So building support. What does that look like? Intention radio. And then somebody is put onto that platform, one host. And for, I don't know, you know, is it a month, a week? How are they showcased? You know, you would have them on your intention call so that it would support people out there in the morphic field knowing who these other hosts are, and you would hook that up. Maybe you're already doing it and I just haven't been a part of the intention call quite enough. So the host then has access to all these different psyches, which connects in to the morphic collective field. The host then, let's say, is supporting their show in anchoring Intention Radio. And that show, and what I was also seeing was for Intention Radio to actually choose, create 4 different, one might be technology, you know, what if you were to put all of the different, oh my God, is today? Oh no, is today the mastermind? And I forgot to look, because this is part of the mastermind thought process. So Culture for Care would, let's say, fit into this grouping, C4C, and who would put themselves there? So letting the hosts, and then what does this one represent? And that there are platforms that the hosts are promoting, and it creates kind of like a intention. So this is part of like out here, the social, it's all, you know, I mean, so maybe the natural world or interpersonal dynamics. I don't know, this may or may not work for Intention Radio in all honesty, but I think it would. I think if you got 32 different hosts, 32 hosts I think is what we have, and intention, and we had, you know, 4, 6, 8, maybe 4, 6, or 8 areas of how we, like a layer cake, where would Culture for Care be in the alchemy of a food system? I think the problem that I'm coming up with right now is breaking down what each host has to offer and then clumping them up into resonant structures so that they get to see it. And that's a process. So, process. yes. And of course, Surya can't help but get big. Because at first it was just about what I was seeing I wanted. But then it goes into how to support the showcasing of a host, then to have it anchor back down. So I think I got a little off track. Because part of it is that, let's say I'm a host, and maybe we keep it. Who out there wants to support culture for care? And culture for care. Who out there wants to support culture for care? And, Google, now this is the curious, I don't know how exactly they do it, but they do. They make it so that when you click, so all the people who go over here and click on culture for care, Google, I'm pretty sure, and Wikipedia, I think so. What is the revenue building system that supports quarter of a penny, half a penny, whatnot going into the revenue system, so that whenever somebody from the larger collective tunes in to this and says, yes, I support this, then there's a resource bucket. There's a resource bucket that builds. And over time, cents turns into dollars. And how does that then, on a larger, go back into Intention Radio that I was seeing? So it goes culture for care, and then so I think it's really, what I'm actually seeing was I was trying to clump the hosts. Maybe it's really each one has their own platform, and then we create sponsorships that allow for the larger collective to value it and support it in different kind of creative ways. And that would be that's the area of I don't really know the area of how large amounts of people, people who bring traffic. It's traffic, bring traffic to each host. Large amounts of people. The traffic to each host. How does Intention Radio support? How does Intention Radio support hosts in gaining traffic flow? From there, from the traffic flow, once there is a traffic flow, it becomes much easier to sell ON's traffic flow through showcasing, Once traffic flow through is abundant, it becomes much easier to inspire people to be those sponsors. So then, who knows? That the more traffic there is that goes to it, then it's easier for the sponsorships to grow. So that's where the co-creative situation, I think, comes in, is really getting all of those, how to create a showcase for the host that then makes it just really easy for the sponsorships, and they can come in different ways. And how this all connects in with the root of intention radio, and that it pulses in and out and out and in. So that's a bit more, so many different breakdowns of this. I wonder how much you're going to watch. Let me know.